So this is what, your fourth year for Middlesex?
It is my fourth year, yes.
So with 4 years under your belt, I mean, how do you think this whole experience has evolved, at least from the point of view of the audience?
You know what? It has changed drastically, to be honest. The audience is it's I can tell the diversity and also the change in the type of audience from when I started to now. Um, I started it 4 years ago, as you stated, and when I started out, I was at four different locations. And over time, as you go and see, I'm now dwindling to either, then I went to three location, then I now went to two location. Now this year it's one location. I think it's better. Now the audience I think like to be at one spot
Mm.
instead of going to different location. I mean, I was trying to cover the Middlesex County, hence I did it at different locations. But right now, the one location seems to be working out because last year people did like the location on Friday, which is where we're having both locations this year, which is the Elks Lodge. And last year they did like Saturday as well, which was at the over there at
Better.
the center. And so it's different, it's more artsy. It was very, I did appreciate it, and kudos out to Carrie and folks over there, allowing us to use a space. But it was really, really good. I would love to do it there again. I'd love to do a show there again at the center. It's really good, but we had to turn people away. So that was, one of the downfall, because people had nowhere to sit and they didn't want to pay. And, the space was a little bit tighter than we'd like it to be. So the audience definitely is just, I think, location. So I can see the first one, people loved it, but it's the first one. So the second one, we dwindled down to a one, to one, two, three locations, and then, so forth. So the audience is just also not the same in terms of age as well. The audience, I noticed the first year we had a lot of young audience because we did include Middletown High School, a part of it. So a lot more younger audience as well. This year was also trying to include Middletown High School, but we should have a designer also from Middletown High School. I know if I'm jumping the gun here on your interview, but definitely the audience has changed in more a mature crowd. So I like that.
Now, I mean, one of the things too we were discussing too is when we were talking to the designers, you've also asked them to be more focused as well because now they know what to expect.
Correct. Yes, the designers are more focused on what they're looking for. In the past, I just was going with just an aesthetic. No, I wanted to do a little bit more upscale version of the show, make it a little bit more bougie, for lack of a better word, but keeping that sophistication and luxury feel. So when you come, I want to have that experience. So I want the designer to bring that quality of clothing. Before I had like five designers showing 20, 30 pieces. I want them to be a little bit more tighter with
Mm.
the outfit and more focus and zoning on what they think will be the brand. Yes, I may have designers show 20 pieces, but we just want to focus on your branding itself more so, and refining yourself as a designer. So they're definitely working on that, and I've seen it.
Now, did you give them as far as marching orders as far as a season or an approach, or you're allowing them, as as long as they have a certain number of pieces, to follow their heart?
More so, yes, follow your heart. The reason why I don't like to, as a designer myself, to pigeonhole you into something that you have to go outside your box, which is a challenge, which is good, right? That's the new thing I'm trying to do going forward, is to take you out of your comfort zone, making you feel a little bit more okay in opening your horizon with your designs or your sense of creativity, but definitely having them be themselves expressing the way they want to. Um, I just think it will make more sense for them as a designer than putting them with a theme per se. So this year the theme is like chess. The reason why I say that is just hard, thinking about king and queen. So that theme, who's the ruler in this fashion industry? What's the meaning behind, okay, checkmate kind of deal? So, we're checking fashion, we're checking quality, we're checking, the aesthetic of our garment and pieces that we're putting out there to the audience, right? A lot of designers do creations out of, you know, love for the art versus designers who put it out there because they're trying to make a living or try to create a brand. So I try to like use certain theme, but this year the theme is like, okay, chess is one of the hardest um chess is one of the hardest game that you can think of when it comes on to when it comes on to like a mental game. So I think fashion is just the same sense as well.
Now, I've been to a couple of your casting calls, and one of the things that's notable when you see the folks who come out and hoping to walk for you is there's a diversity. People who, in New York City might not get a second glance stride confidently into your casting calls thinking they've got it. I mean, why is it important for you to have that kind of diversity at the Connecticut level?
So, I've sat on casting calls throughout the whole fashion industry when it comes on to editorial or it comes on to runway. And I've noticed that it's very difficult for models to really move forward with their career because they hear no all the time. They don't fit the bill and they don't get the opportunity to hear what they can improve on.
Mm.
And they're just in there like next. Nope, you don't fit the bill. Oh, no, so I think what Middlesex or now the production company Voyage Elite International is doing is to really give model opportunities no matter what your height, your size, or your experience is. And I want to use this as a platform for them to express that opportunity because it's tough. And I know, being on casting and being directors of different casting, I already know what the designers or either the production is looking for, and it will be a hard no based on the look. They don't come prepared. Like I see, as you can see, when you were at the last casting with me, models came in prepared, well made up, look like they could do a shoot right there on spot because they had the right garment. They look nice. They came prepared, but most of these models who came to the casting have never done a fashion show. They've never done a casting. It's their first casting, or they've gone to a casting and as they enter, they say no. So they didn't get the opportunity to even walk in front of anyone to judge them to see what they need to work on or what they need to fit. So I just feel like it's imperative to do that and to give the models that kind of opportunity to really get a foot in the game.
No, I have the advantage of being in the back room, as it were, on social media, where the group chats are the models and the excitement amongst the models when they're cast is definitely palpable. Just on the little tiny screen of my phone. I mean, how does it make you feel to know that the people you're picking are appreciative of the opportunity?
Over the past 4 years, when I just started, I was very tough. I will tell you that for sure. I did say no to a lot of me. I did say hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I did say no to a lot of models because they were not there. And I was using New York to judge them, knowing that not that Connecticut is not the market for models, it's just that Connecticut doesn't create that platform for models. So having that opportunity to sit back and look at the models that create groups on social media so they can join and fitting and put things where if they get opportunities they can do it, to say, oh my God, thank you for the opportunity. I mean, I don't say it a lot, but I feel really warm inside and fuzzy to know that I can give a model an opportunity, even a designer an opportunity, because sometimes I will say no to designers too, because the designers just putting pieces together and they're not thinking about concept, right? But I'm looking at me being that roadway for them, or the road map for their journey, to start their career. I just think that it's important for somebody to give you an opportunity, whether it be a 9 to 5 job or a runway job. I just feel like if I can say yes to you today, it doesn't mean that it's the best yes, because sometimes we do people disjustice by saying yes. I know that they need a lot of work, but I do that because I know that they are looking forward to something better. And I've seen it where models really come on this show and grown. Like I've seen models where I'm like, oh my God, you cannot walk, you have no stage presence, you have nothing, and they have grown so much. And I look at them growing. I mean, I may not work with them every day, but I see them grow and it really makes me feel really, really wonderful. People are like, why don't you start an agency? I don't want to start an agency. I like models to be their own self, freelance as much as they want. Being in a contract can be a little bit difficult sometimes because you may not get opportunities, right? But if you're a freelancer, you can go to 50,000 casting. You can go to as much places to go get yourself exposed. While you're in a contract or certain things, you have red tapes that are holding you back. And I could start an agency like that, but would it benefit me? Would it be, a money-making thing for me? I don't think so, because I always want to give people opportunity. But I do say no sometimes, because I know the girl or guy may need a lot of work. And I also see where me just saying yes, putting that smile on their face, and seeing after me saying yes, I'm seeing them on other shows. And I'm like, wow, I opened that door for them and I feel it makes me feel really good.
Now, one of the things that I noticed this year is, there was a time, when Middlesex Fashion Week was out there, it was the only opportunity you had to see some fashion. Now there are lots of events going, actually, lots of events in New England this particular weekend, fashion wise. I mean, what do you think that says, and how does that make you feel about the vibrancy of the fashion scene outside of New York City now?
Oh my God. I love it. People like say, oh, is somebody competing? I don't believe in competition when it comes down to opportunities. If you feel the need that you can create something for other people, go ahead and do it. It makes me feel so good knowing that Connecticut used to be that state that people drive past to go to Boston Fashion Week, and people from Boston would drive to New York Fashion Week, and we're just stuck in the middle. Seeing fashion events popping up here and there, people taking it very seriously. My other counterparts, while doing it. I mean, I could have started a fashion show a long time ago in Connecticut. I didn't do it because I felt like it wasn't the right place. But I live in Connecticut. Yes, I used to live in New York, but I live in Connecticut now, and I was like, this is the place where fashion can be. I mean, we have people that are so fashionable and very creative, but there's no opportunity for it. So now I see, you know, my other counterparts that I call them partners. They may not say I'm the partner, but I see them in crime in the fashion industry. Chastity and Travis, putting on these shows and giving models opportunities and designers, a platform to showcase their talents. Because again, somebody have to do it. It can be very costly, and I can tell you guys on here that it is very costly. It is not cheap. And I really don't get funding for this. I use my own money. And sometimes, if not most, all the designers are free sometimes to come on the show. I do cost, but sometimes ask them to push to sell tickets. But some will contribute towards it's not a very expensive. And the cost for the shows just to really cover the overhead expense, because the venue got to get paid for, insurance, all these other things, right? But coming out of coming out of the passion for fashion. It just shows that Connecticut is growing to a next level. Because I not only just myself and Travis, I've seen others little pop-up fashion shows here and there. I see things just popping up here, creative shows and all that stuff with a fashion background. So it makes me feel really good.
So, and just to kind of wrap it up, why will Middletown Elks Lodge be the place to be on May 1st and May 2nd?
So why? You're gonna see a plethora of designers, and why it's 2 days. You won't see the same designer on the same back to back. So the designer you see on Friday, you will not see them on Saturday, and the designer you see on Saturday, you won't see them on Friday. So
To
it's
buy
best to
two
come
tickets.
to buy two tickets, right? It's best to buy two tickets to come out to see your favorite designer, and models as well, because I just feel like it is the best time to give back. I do it every year. A part of the show, we try to give back in the community, maybe not monetary all the time, get food and clothing and stuff. Some of the designers donate stuff, including myself, like clothing, and we go to the homeless shelter and give back those things. So I want the fashion shows also to think about not it being just a fashion show, but a community. So when people come out and support us on Friday and Saturday, they're giving back to the community, not necessarily just coming to see fashion. So somebody is benefiting from this. I have 2 boxes of groceries right now ready to be delivered to the homeless shelter, and that's coming from the organization, right? Those are from ticket sales that we made, and just to give back. This year I want to focus on those those young men and women in college, especially up Middlesex Community College, and give back to them with some canned goods and stuff, because I know it's expensive for them to try to go and get food and so on like that. So wherever I can come in and give back to the community, and just to give the opportunity to the models, because I look forward to just seeing the model. I don't really even want to go outside and talk. Like I host the show sometimes, well, most of the times, and I'm backstage. I don't really want to come out. I just want to see backstage. And although I have people there helping me and so forth, I just love to see the beauty of it, and I love to see what's coming down the runway. I don't even see the show. I've never seen the show, except for when it's on video. But outside of that, I've never seen the show live, and I could sit in the audience and watch. But I want to be back there to help to make sure that the model and the designer go out looking good. With my expertise as a stylist and background in fashion and all that, I want to be able to make sure that when I put on these shows on weekends, um, everybody looks and feel good. The designer looks and feel good, and the model look and feel good, and that's the goal. And that's why people definitely need to come out and support this organization and this opportunity to just see fashion in Connecticut, more so in Middletown, the middle of the state.
Great. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to talk about Middlesex Fashion Week. We will see you there May 1 and 2.
Yes, thank you, sir. It was a pleasure, and I can't wait. And also, I definitely, before we end this, I know I can't say this enough. Not last year, but the year before, we kind of recognized you as one of our, I guess, glue in the community. And I want to say thank you for everything. Without you, I think the fashion world, I mean, a lot of other photographers may disagree, but us putting this show on, you help us grow this. You may not see it or know it, but you've actually helped us grow, because without you, sometimes we have no content. Now we have nothing to showcase what we've done, and the designers. I'm sure, yes, there's other photographers, but you are always there. And I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of all of us here who do shows in Connecticut. I mean, more so myself, Travis and Chastity, we can always depend on you when you are there. So I want to say this. I mean, thank you for that. And thank you for always being a part of our production.